Fateful Encounter, a story of coincidence, love, tragedy, and redemption. By Mohamed Amin. Mark, a young, tall, slender, shy lawyer with blonde hair and piercing blue eyes, is the only child of a relatively wealthy parents. His parents were unable to conceive children and his mother gave up after multiple years' effort to conceive children failed. Mark's father, Dr. Smith, an orthopedic surgeon, is himself also the only child of middle-class parents. He is a reserved man and has been philosophical about his wife's inability to bear children. He fully supported her decision to seek fertility treatments far and wide. Years later, after both of Mark's parents gave up on having children, Mark was conceived unexpectedly and arrived exactly 9 months later, crying but fit as a fiddle. His parents were ecstatic beyond words. Mark did well in school but to his parents' disappointment studied law instead of medicine. As Mark grew to adulthood and approached middle age, his parents' most important wish was to see their son start a family. Mark, however, was exceptionally shy around women and mostly stayed to himself and his work. Rumors spread that he is closeted gay. Although liberal and open-minded, the rumors bothered his parents. One evening, out of boredom and loneliness, Mark decides to go to a neighborhood pub to relax and watch a hockey game on the big screen. There, he meets and strikes a deep intellectual conversation with Megan, a 39-year-old school teacher. Mark is engrossed in by Megan's intelligence and eloquence. He feels that has never seen a woman of her ilk before. Towards the end of their approximately 90 minutes conversation, Mark musters up the courage to ask her out. Megan smiles shyly, gazes down briefly, then looks at him with a risque smile and tells him politely that she is married. Feeling awkward and disoriented about how to respond, Mark jokingly says he would marry her after her husband dies. Little does he know, this light-hearted comment will haunt him. Several weeks later, after a long week at work, Mark feels unwell and decides to go home early, taking somewhat strong painkillers to ease his discomfort. As he drives through a busy intersection, Mark's day takes a catastrophic turn when he is involved in a car crash. He survives with life-threatening injuries, but the other driver, a middle-aged man, dies instantly. The tragic twist reveals that the deceased is Megan's husband, leaving Mark in shock and disbelief. Now, he must face the aftermath of his flippant joke and the growing suspicion surrounding the accident. Investigators start questioning whether the crash was an unfortunate accident or if it stemmed from Mark's earlier words. As Mark grapples with guilt and confusion, Megan is thrust into a whirlwind of emotions, grief, anger, and suspicion toward Mark. Their once light-hearted connection now spirals into a tense relationship filled with unanswered questions and moral implications. The climax of the story unfolds as Mark fights to prove his innocence and seeks redemption, all while navigating his complicated feelings for Megan. Ultimately, he must confront not just the legal consequences of the tragedy but also the profound impact of his careless words, leaving the audience to ponder the delicate balance between fate and coincidence. The story of Mark and Megan is a gripping tale of unintended consequences, moral dilemmas, and the weight of words. It explores how a seemingly harmless joke can spiral into a life-altering situation, blurring the lines between coincidence and fate. Coming soon.